Blaugrana friend, the president of Athletic Bilbao does not understand that Nico Williams wants to join the best club in Spain, and his whims won't change anything. Look at what John Uriarte is trying to do to keep Nico Williams. Could FC Barcelona receive a transfer ban? Understand all of this well, as the day is eventful and Laporta wants to secure his defense. He has already renewed contracts with some stars, thinking about the next season. Meanwhile, Hansi Flick is pointing to the new Holland, and the management cannot rest. The coach wants a new number 9, knowing that Lewandowski is already 36 years old, and nothing better than a new Holland to lead the attack. Today is full of new developments, and I will tell you all about it. But first, make sure you are subscribed to our channel, and let's get to what matters. Aficionado Cule, get ready, because the moment we have been waiting for 2 years with our hearts in our hands and our souls counting down has arrived. According to Mundo Deportivo, FC Barcelona has confirmed that the Camp Nou will reopen on August 10, 2025, just in time for our traditional Joan Gamper Trophy. Yes, you read that right, the sacred temple of football, the home of our greatest stars and unforgettable victories, comes back to life. And although the work continues, nothing, I repeat, nothing will prevent this reunion between Barca and its historic stadium. Nostalgia is about to explode. Since May 2023, when we won the Liga with Maestro Xavi at the helm, the Camp Nou has been under renovation, and since then, it has been torture playing at Montjuic, a test for the heart. That athletics track, the distant stands, it was like a neutral ground, with rivals mocking our temporary home. Let them laugh now, for the giant is back with Hansi Flick at the helm and another Spanish title in the bag. Barca is coming home. The stadium won't yet be at 100%, but who needs a perfect stadium when we already have the soul, the history, and a jersey heavy with victories? The reopening will be partial but will include a new ring of stands, luxury VIP areas, a retractable roof, giant floating screens, and even a viewing point. It seems like something out of a futuristic movie, but it's real, and it's ours. When everything is ready, the Camp Nou will be able to host up to 110,000 souls thirsty for authentic football, compared to 99,000 before. It will be the hottest cauldron on the planet, the blue and garnet hell where even the bravest rivals tremble when treading on the pitch. And if you think it's just about appearances, wait. The management knows that this will bring a lot of money into the coffers, which will mean significant reinforcements, investments in the training center, and an increasingly competitive team. The new Camp Nou is more than a stadium. It's the engine that will bring Barca back to the top of Europe. And the best is yet to come. This reunion at the Joan Gamper in front of our supporters will be the first step towards a new glorious era. It doesn't matter who the rival will be, who will come, they will only be secondary guests in our homecoming spectacle. So, mark it well, Cule, August 10, 2025, the date that will go down in history, the day when the Camp Nou will breathe again and Barca will roar louder than ever. And let those who doubt prepare for the noise, for the greatest stadium in Europe is back, and with it, the best club in the world. Visca el Barca and Visca el Camp Nou, let them scrutinize what they want. Here, it's Barca. Joan Laporta, the president, is not content with just showing his presence. He is putting both feet in the door in response to the whims of Athletic Club regarding Nico Williams. And like a good leader of the best club in the world, he does it with class, firmness, and that touch of provocation we love so much. During the Copa Coman, yes, that golf tournament where Laporta and Ronald Koeman sealed peace after old quarrels, the Blaugrana leader took the opportunity to clarify that Barca owes nothing to anyone and that this whole story with Nico Williams is being handled with transparency and, of course, market intelligence. First, Laporta responded to Athletic, who tried to meet with La Liga and even asked for Barca's financial details. How shameful, right? Without losing his style, he dropped this pearl: let each do what they have to do, we do what Barca has to do, take advantage of the opportunities that the market offers, based on what our sporting director and our coach say. I have nothing more to say. I hope they respect what we do, just as we respect what they do. In other words, if they are unhappy, it's because we are doing things right. Regarding the leak of information from La Liga to Athletic, Laporta remained unfazed. The club's accounts have a high degree of confidentiality, but what Barca does is Barca's business. We respect everything that La Liga requires. If an opportunity arises and it involves paying a clause, Barca is ready. Exactly, the club has the funds ready to pay Nico Williams' clause if that is the decision. He did not mention names, but the allusion was clear. Who understands, understands. And the highlight came when he was asked about the scrutiny that Athletic wants to do to verify that Barca complies with financial fair play. Laporta replied without flinching, "We have nothing to hide, let them scrutinize. We only want everyone to be treated the same way. We do not feel persecuted, we do things right." Bam, the message is clear. Barca is clean, confident, and has its eyes set on big reinforcements. Who would dare to doubt? Let them keep watching from the stands while the most glorious club in the world strengthens. Barca is set to strengthen the wall. Laporta aims for an unbeatable defense for 2025-26 with 3 renewals in sight. Aficionado Cule, if you enjoyed seeing Barca close the door with authority last season, hold on tight, because things are getting serious. The club wants to start the 2025-26 cycle with a completely fortified defense, not just on the field but also in contracts. Fresh information from Mundo Deportivo reveals that Joan Laporta and his team are already moving to renew 3 key pieces of the defensive system: Inigo Martinez, Eric Garcia, and Jules Koundé. The idea is clear. No one enters the final year of their contract without everything being tied up. No free departures here, just tranquility, but with an eye on the future. With a contract until 2027, the Frenchman is not a short-term problem. However, Barca has already shown interest in extending his contract, as Koundé is a valuable piece in the team, versatile, reliable, and with good chemistry with his teammates. According to journalist Ben Jacobs, conversations are advanced, and both parties show a good disposition. However, the extension will not be finalized in this market, as there are other priorities, such as registering Joan Garcia if Nico Williams arrives. But once the market calms down, the trend is that Koundé will sign his new contract. Eric Garcia, an extension on the way after a golden season. If there was someone who silenced the critics and won the affection of Hansi Flick, it was Eric Garcia. This versatile Catalan defender shone during the 2024-25 season, playing as a central defender, fullback, and even midfielder. He was so decisive that he became a priority for contract renewal. His current contract ends in 2026, and Barca does not want him to enter his final year without security. Conversations have already begun, and the proposal would be for 3 seasons. Everything indicates that the agreement will arrive quickly. Eric wants to stay, Flick wants him to stay, and the supporters have adopted him. Inigo Martinez, the regularity and experience that Barca wants to maintain. With a contract until 2026, Inigo is another who has demonstrated his value. He played with personality, was solid in coverage, and showed why he is one of the most reliable central defenders of the past campaign. The management does not want to take risks and is studying the possibility of extending him for at least 1 more year to ensure his continuity and avoid losing him for free. If he maintains his level, he will continue to be a key piece in the defense. The rest of the defense is already secured. Let's not forget that the club has already renewed Ronald Araujo until 2031 and Pau Cubarsí until 2029, a duo that represents the present and future of the defense. Alejandro Balde and Gerard Martin also have long contracts. The foundation of the wall is already built. All that remains is to consolidate it with these 3 pieces, and Christensen. Here, the story changes. The Dane has a contract until June 2026, but he could leave this summer. Milan is interested, and according to information, Barca does not rule out his departure. The priority is to retain those who have demonstrated their regularity and fit into the project. Christensen, for now, has an open future. In summary, Barca has a clear plan, to build a solid, durable, and valuable defense. We will no longer see players leave for free or strengthen European rivals as a gift. Now is the time for planning and full fortification. This is how an impenetrable Barca is built. Nico Williams, the much-coveted jewel, is at the heart of the discussions. Barca, with Hansi Flick at its helm, sees him as the potential successor to Lewandowski. Imagine a young, explosive, fast, and technical talent capable of lighting up the Camp Nou. The negotiations are tense. Athletic Bilbao is resisting, but Laporta is determined. Barca is ready to activate his release clause, a strong gesture that shows the club's ambition. Nico, with his electric playing style, could be the missing piece to bring Barca back to the top of Europe. The supporters are already dreaming of seeing him in action, proudly wearing the Blaugrana jersey. Ludovic Reis, a former La Masia player, has just brought in more than €1.75 million for Barca. You may not remember seeing him play in our jersey, but the name Laporta'S has just injected fresh funds into Barca's coffers. The 25-year-old Dutch midfielder, who went unnoticed in the first team during the 2019-20 season, was sold by Hamburg to Club Brugge in Belgium for €7 million. Barca, with intelligence, secured 25% of a future sale in 2021. Result: more than €1.75 million directly enter the club's accounts. The positive side of excules around the world may seem small in a market with astronomical figures, but this type of operation shows how the current management profits even from players who did not succeed at LAMINE or in the first team. Ludovic, for example, was only called up twice by Koeman in matches against Naples and Bayern in the 2019-20 Champions League and did not even officially debut. Now, after passing through Osnabrück, Groningen, and Hamburg, he defends the colors of Brugge, leaving some money for Barca in the process. But that's not all. Barca has a small fortune coming in this summer. In addition to Reis, other ex-players trained at the club or who had a discreet passage leave gains thanks to well-thought-out clauses in their sales. Look at the list. Jean-Claire Todibo, sold to West Ham, and Barca receives €8 million, 20% of the sale. Ferran Jutgla to Celta de Vigo, and Barca receives €50,000. Ilyas Akamak to Celta, with €600,000, of which €100,000 are for Barca. Alex Collado went to Al Shamal in Qatar, and Barca receives €500,000. And there could still be income from Ez Abd at Betis and Oscar Mingueza at Celta. All this represents millions that directly enter Barca's accounts, without effort, simply by reaping the fruits of intelligent clauses. And what does this have to do with the supporter? Very simple: every euro that comes in helps Barca breathe within financial fair play and increases the power to strengthen the team, as could be the case with the possible arrival of Nico Williams or another big signing in a complicated market. These minor sales are precious ammunition. So, supporter, celebrate the Barca that looks to the future but also wins with the past. And if even Ludovic Reis generates €1.75 million, imagine what will happen when Nico, GAVI, Cubarsí, and LAMINE are protagonists at the highest level in Europe. Visca el Barca, even those who did not play here help build our greatness. Ivan Perisic says no to Barca and signs with PSV. Flick loses an economical option for the Blaugrana attack. Supporter Kuhl, you can cross Ivan Perisic off the list. According to journalist Fabrizio Romano, the Croatian veteran has agreed to join PSV Eindhoven and is about to sign a 2-season contract with the current Eredivisie champion. Farewell to Barca's Plan B. The 35-year-old player, who shone under Hansi Flick at Bayern, was seen as a low-cost and experienced alternative to strengthen the team, especially with a locker room full of young talents. But the Catalan club took too long to decide, and PSV was quicker. A profile that appealed to Flick, but which Barca did not prioritize. Perisic could have arrived for free, with a desire to contribute and great versatility, playing on both flanks and even as a midfielder. Moreover, he had just scored 16 goals and provided 11 assists in 39 matches, respectable figures, especially for his age. But the Blaugrana management had and still has its eyes set on another name: Nico Williams. Right now, all the cards are on the young star of Athletic Club, and the saga is at its peak. Barca wants to pay the clause, the Basque club wants to put a spanner in the works, and Laporta assures that financial fair play is under control. Time has given the victory to PSV. With the pre-season approaching and without a clear answer from Barca, Perisic opted for security and decided to stay in the Netherlands. You can't blame him. He is an undisputed starter, has prestige with the supporters, and a guaranteed place in the Champions League. Meanwhile, Barca continues to search for an offensive reinforcement that complements the talent of Lamine Yamal, Rafinha, Ferran, and company. In summary, we have lost an experienced player who could have helped in a secondary role, but we remain in the battle for a name that can be a protagonist for years. Perisic is the past. Nico is the present. If all goes well, the future. Now, we must focus on what matters: Kuhl, finalizing the arrival of the star from Pamplona as soon as possible.